Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Over Easy. My name is Manny. In case you were new here, let me make sure I'm recording properly. Okay, I am. Good. I hope you are doing well. Long time no chat. It has been a little bit since I have posted an episode, and I will talk all about where I've been and all that kind of stuff and where I'm headed with life. And today's just mainly going to be a big catch-up episode because I feel like I filmed my 2023 intentions episode not really knowing what was going on, and then life kind of hit me right after I filmed it and posted it, and I was like, oh shoot, this year is going to look a little bit different than I anticipated. And I've been kind of vibing there. So we're going to talk about what I've been up to, what's going on, and what I've been going through. Hopefully it helps some of you because I feel like I have been going through something that is very common. Obviously, it doesn't feel that way. It feels like everyone around me has their life all together and I'm the only one who doesn't know what's going on. But I know that's not true, and I know that there are people out there who are also experiencing something similar to me. So I wanted to share what I'm up to and what I'm thinking in case it helps you. But before we get started, we're going to do a rosebud and a thorn, of course, because that's what we always do. So a rose is a good thing that's happened to me, a bud is something I'm looking forward to, and a thorn is something that's not so good that's happened. Let me think about it. Okay. My rose is that today is the first Chinese New Year, or not the first. Today is the first day of Chinese New Year. In case you didn't know, it's a 15-day long celebration. Most of us in North America only celebrate the first day, which is today, but it's actually 15 days long, and that's really crazy. But anyways, I had a really good weekend celebrating Chinese New Year this year, and I think it's for a couple reasons because let me discuss. This year, I feel like I was a lot more grateful and appreciative of Chinese New Year and all the things that I did with my family. Typically, before COVID, Chinese New Year was a really busy time, and I didn't really appreciate it as much because I did Chinese dance before, and so Chinese New Year was a big time for performances and all this stuff, so it would always be super busy and I would have to sacrifice a lot of plans and stuff. Obviously I was like in high school, so I didn't really have much else going on, but during Chinese New Year we would always have so many dance shows and I would just be so busy all the time. And then COVID hit, and then now I'm not dancing anymore, and this year is like kind of the first year of normality, and I feel like I'm just a lot more appreciative of the holiday itself and all the family times that it brings me. This weekend, I had dim sum with my family on Saturday, and I actually had I had lunch with my dad. Like, my dad came too, and in case you don't know, I just don't have the best relationship with my dad, and it was kind of weird because he came to lunch and the rest of my family came as well, like my mom, my boyfriend, my grandma, and it was just a lot more enjoyable than I thought it'd be. I was kind of worried. I was like, I don't know how this is going to go. It's going to be kind of weird, but it actually went better than I thought. And we had some really good food. Obviously, dim sum is a delicious food. And I quite enjoyed it. Afterwards, I had a dentist appointment, which I will also talk about in a sec. I had a dentist appointment, and then I came back home for dinner with my parents and my boyfriend and my grandma, because I was helping hang up all of the Chinese New Year decorations. So we hang up firecrackers on our door. We hang up the new signs on our door. And basically all this is to say is all these traditions and stuff, I feel like I finally appreciate for what they are. And I just appreciate a lot more. I don't know. I feel like I've just grown up a little bit, and I'm like, oh, time to not be a spoiled brat. So I really liked it, and I had a really good weekend. We ate some really good food, obviously. And then this morning, we had our last Chinese New Year celebration, where I went over for breakfast with my mom and my grandma. We had Ninggo, which is basically mashed up rice mochi thing. I don't even know how to describe. You can search it up. It's there's a salty version and a sweet version, and it was just really, really good. And I've just had a really good weekend, I think. So that is my rose of the day. My bud is, what am I looking forward to? My bud is, I'm going to be doing some big life changes in the next little bit, which I will talk about later on, obviously, and I'm really excited for those because it's scary, but it's definitely freaking exciting. My thorn is, yesterday I went to the dentist, as I said, and my dentist said I have to get my wisdom teeth out. Yep. I am really scared. I don't have to get them out immediately because they actually aren't even grown out yet, my wisdom teeth. But my dentist said that I should get them out before they grow out. Otherwise, I think there'll be more problems with them. And I'm really scared because that means they're going to have to open up my gums, take my teeth out. Like, I don't know if I should go under anesthesia and all this kind of stuff. I also have to go to a specialist and get a consulting. And it's just a really big process. And I'm really scared. And obviously, I've heard lots of things about getting your wisdom teeth out. So I'm kind of nervous about that. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm a little bit scared, but I do have to get them out eventually. And I don't know what to do. Part of me is like, I should just get them out next week and just get it over with. All 4 of them. I'm supposed to get all 4 of them out. But then another half of me is like, oh, I could just wait a year or 2 and see what happens, or like get one out first and then come back to it and stuff like that. So we'll see how that goes. I don't like surgeries, stuff like that. That freaks me out a little bit. So I'm a little bit scared about that. But anyways, that's my rose, button, thorn for today. Let's just get into a short little life update about what I've been up to, why I haven't posted in like 2 weeks. Let me think. Let me look. Yeah, I haven't posted in 2 weeks. That is crazy. A big thing is because of my work schedule, actually. Our Sunday hours of operation for my math tutoring place that I work at shifted an hour earlier. And so the first Sunday, I think I just didn't have time. And I also wasn't really in the mood. I remember that day. I didn't know what I wanted to talk about, which is something I need to think about because I can't just not do things when I don't have an idea. You know what I mean? I do have lots of ideas, but I need to find a way to get myself to do them if I don't have something super pressing to talk about one of the weeks. And then the week after that, I went skiing. I went snowboarding with my friends the day before. So I had to do all of my errands and stuff on Sunday. So I didn't really have time to film my podcast, which is kind of sad. I was really, really satisfied with the last time that I went skiing. I keep saying skiing. I go snowboarding. It was such a nice day that day. It started really foggy and kind of gloomy, but then throughout the day and closer to the afternoon, it cleared up and you could just see all the mountains. I love Vancouver. So if you go to Cyprus to go skiing specifically, there are just so many good views. You can see all of Vancouver. You can see the ocean. You can see the horizon from Cyprus and the top of Cyprus. And it was just so much fun. It was so nice out. I feel like the weather is just one thing that makes your ski trips always worth it. And then also all of us, I feel like we're on a similar level with snowboarding and skiing. So we were able to go down blues and greens and it was just a lot more fun. And I don't know, I haven't had a ski day like that in a while. So I was obsessed with it. It was a great time. And I want to hopefully have another day like that before the season ends this year. But I'm kind of worried because the time we went up last time, it was already starting to get patchy. Like there were some runs that were closed because there was just no snow there. So I'm like, is the season going to end soon? Or are they going to put fake snow up there? I don't know what's the move, but I was a little bit concerned. And I also started getting my S turn. So if you actually go snowboarding, then you'll know that you need to like flip between your toe edge and your heel edge. And for the longest time, I was just way too scared to do that, but I actually got it this time around. I definitely cannot do like moguls and stuff properly, but if you give me like a nice green run, I can switch between toe and heel edge and not fall too much. I definitely fell the most because I was still practicing, but it was a lot of fun and I feel like I'm actually properly snowboarding for once. I've gone for 5 years now and this is my first time properly snowboarding. Otherwise before I would just go on my heel and just go like a rainbow. But anyways, yeah, that was also I was really pleased with myself. I was like, thank God I can do this now. It was very fun. Otherwise, in terms of other life updates, January has been pretty busy already for me. It really hasn't felt like a new year has started. It just kind of felt like we took the old year and we just took it and ran with it. It doesn't feel like anything has really changed in particular. It just kind of feels like last year, but kind of amped up a little bit more because obviously the end of last year, everyone was on holiday and stuff. And so work was very quiet, but Everything's super busy right now, especially at my math tutoring job right now. We have basically the BC school system works in semesters, and the current semester is ending soon. So all the high schoolers are studying for their final exams and trying to cram and stuff like that. So it's been super, super busy trying to help them and get them to remember what they did all semester. It has been a lot. So I've just been super busy in work. In my other job, in case you don't know, I have a morning job where basically I help out in a warehouse office. I kind of switch roles in that job. There's like different sides to that job. There's a lot of different services that our warehouse provides, and so I switched roles, and so now my role is a lot more customer facing, which is definitely really interesting. I actually was just talking about this with my boyfriend today. I was like, I'm such a shy person. Like, I really don't talk much if I don't know you that well, but I love customer service jobs. Like, I love talking to customers and stuff like that. And I think I do really well in social situations if there's like a prompt given. Like, I loved icebreakers for this reason, because you have a reason to share, you have a reason or something to talk about. But if you just throw me in a room with someone that I don't really know and you're just like, talk about something, I'll be so quiet and awkward because I have no idea what to say. I've noticed that about myself recently. I was like, why do I do so well in these customer facing jobs? But then when I have to talk to new people, new friends and stuff like that, I feel like I had a really hard time in university because of this. Like, I was just like, I don't know what to say to these people. I have nothing to say. But then you give me a prompt or something and I go off the walls talking. I actually do talk a lot, I feel like. So yeah, that's a realization I had about myself recently. In terms of work and life balance, I've definitely been working a lot, and it's been good and been bad. I think January is going to be my highest earning month of the year. Actually, I can't say that. No. It's not going to be my highest earning month of the year, but it's been my highest earning month in the last 6 months. And because I got my holiday bonus and I just got a few extra other bonuses, and it's just been really, really good. So financially, I'm like, oh my God, slay. This is the first month where I truly do not have to worry about bills and food and stuff like that. I never do have to worry, which I'm really grateful for. But this month I was like, wow, I can treat myself to something. And I did. So, yep. Anyways, that is my check-in for the week. Let's get into the title of this episode, which is I'm going through a life crisis. So I am currently going through a life crisis, and I think this is very common for people who are post-grads or just in their 20s trying to figure out what they're doing with their life. So let me break the situation down for you. You can imagine I've been working 40 to 45 hours per week since August. This is my first time working like full time, and it's been pretty tough on me, I think, because my jobs are very time sensitive and last minute. Like, there's no way to plan for this job. I'm talking more about my morning job. It's very in the moment, and you can't really plan in advance, and you have to go with the flow. And that can be really hard because it can be really mentally exhausting at times. Also, it's customer facing. So obviously, not only do you have to figure everything out and go with the flow and problem solve on the spot, you also have to do it with like a fun face on in front of other customers. It's crazy. So I think that's one reason why I found it really, really hard. And I have been finding it really hard. It's just because this part of the job is very, very exhausting and trying to do well, obviously. And so also my schedule is just not the best. Like, I am working 8:30 to 7:30 on most weekdays. And so obviously that doesn't leave a lot of time in the day for myself or to relax. And it's not a regular 9 to 5 where I can just be done at 5 and have the rest of the night. Like, a lot of the nights I come home, I make dinner, I shower, and then I sleep, and that's it. I literally don't do anything else because I don't have the energy or the time for it. So about a week ago on a Thursday, which is my last day of the week of working like the whole day, if that makes sense. Like, basically Monday to Thursday I work the entire day, and then Fridays I get off early. So Thursday night, it's my last day of the week working all day. And I was driving my boyfriend home because of something I can't remember now. And I was pretty sad all day. I just wasn't feeling my best. I think it was partially I was about to get my period, and then there were just a lot of things going on at work that day, and I just wasn't in the best mood. And then once I got to outside of my boyfriend's apartment, I like just started bawling my eyes out. Essentially, I just started crying and I was just like so upset. At first I really couldn't pinpoint why I was upset, but then as my boyfriend was kind of helping me through it and asking me questions, I figured it out. I was very frustrated with my current life and still frustrated with my current life, but I feel a little bit more hope now. I was very frustrated because it feels like I am working so hard in my jobs, but I'm not really progressing anywhere. Or if I do progress, it's not in a direction that I want, because these two jobs that I'm doing right now are not jobs that I want to do for the rest of my life. In fact, I don't want to do them very much longer. But because I'm working so many hours in the week, I literally have no time to figure out what else I want to pivot to. Like, I don't have time to research other jobs on the market right now, figure out what else I can do, apply for jobs even, because I'm stuck in this hamster wheel of working so much at my current jobs. So I was really frustrated with that. I was like, it feels like I won't be able to achieve what I want because I'll be constantly stuck in what I'm doing right now because I don't have time to pivot to what I want to do. And I also said things like, I feel like I'm going to disappoint myself because I feel like I have so much potential, but I can't use it right now because I just don't have the time to figure out what else I want to do with my life. And there was just a lot of things. Like, I just feel like I do want to try so much more, but I just don't have the time right now because I'm just working so much. And so I was just very, very sad about it that day. I was also really frustrated. I knew I had to change something, but I just didn't know how because I feel like I was kind of trapped in a corner. And that was Thursday night. That was the first night that I was kind of just breaking down and not having a good time. And then on Saturday was actually the day that I went skiing. It was the day I went skiing with my friends. I came back home and my boyfriend and I had just ended. We were going to get dinner with a friend, but the wait ended up being way too long. So we were all just kind of hungry and frustrated and a little bit upset. And then basically, long story short, there were a lot of different things that happened that night, but my boyfriend and I had a little bit of an argument that stemmed from me assuming things and overthinking things. I have this really big problem where I just assume and overthink all the time, and I really should not do that. I don't know why, because in my jobs, I literally tell myself, and I literally act like this, where I don't assume anything. You can't. But in my real life, in my personal life, I just assume all the time, and it's so not good because I most of the time get things wrong. I don't know how to read people's mind. So that's something else I'll be working on. Okay. But basically my boyfriend and I had a little bit of an argument on the Saturday night. And he was also just kind of saying like he was a little bit disappointed in me in why I'm still in the current life state that I am, especially that because I'm in my young 20s and I have so much freedom. Like, if you really do think about it, and I thought about this too afterwards, that your young 20s is probably the most freedom that you'll ever get, ever. I don't have children. I don't have a spouse yet. I don't have those kinds of things. And there's a lot of things that will tie you down eventually as you get older. I'm also physically able and mentally able and emotionally able. Like, I think young 20s, that's when you're in your prime, right? And he was like, why are you wasting away these hours, these valuable hours of your life when you're so young and so able to learn and everything like that on these jobs that don't value you enough? And I was like, yeah, you're right. Like, it was also a problem of I felt like I wasn't getting paid enough, but I feel like I can't leverage anymore. There just comes to a point where you can't get paid anymore, any higher. So I had to think about what I wanted to do. I obviously can't just keep working for like minimum wage. I don't work for minimum wage, but there's like a point where you just can't work for minimum wage anymore because you've outgrown the roles and your expertise and your skills are way above the role that you're trying to go for. So I was kind of thinking about that. I also had a breakdown about that. My boyfriend said I should be a little bit more risky with my life. If I take risks right now, I don't really have any consequences because I'm in my young 20s. Again, I'm so free and so able to bounce back. And even if I said this in my 2023 episode, even if I do quote unquote fail, it's not really a failure. Everything that you do will lead you closer to your goal, even if it's in a step back, right? I had that example where I was trying to design a clothing company and I got my samples and they were absolutely terrible. And that might be a failure because you have to start from scratch again, but it's not, because you're one step closer and you know more things than you did last time and you know what to ask. So that's a mindset that I'm trying to take on in 2023, is just see things as growth and never as a pass or fail, because ultimately life is just like that. You're not going to have one thing that's pass and then a fail. You know what I mean? Everything is gray. Nothing is black and white in real life. So I've been just thinking about this for the last couple weeks. That's also kind of why I haven't been in the mood to film a podcast, is because like I don't love to film when I'm not in a good mood. Obviously, I don't think anyone likes to do things when they're not in a good mood. But I was really trying to think about how I want to take control of my time versus letting my time control me. And let's talk about what I decided upon. So it's hard to say, because also this isn't really put into action yet, but I have talked to my managers and they are very supportive of me doing this. So this is the plan that I'm going for right now, because I just feel like I need a bit more time right now with the way that I'm staffed, and then, you know, having to do personal errands and all that kind of stuff. I really don't have a ton of time over the weekend. Maybe it's also I don't know how to manage my time well, but I feel like I do manage it well. It's just the way that it is. Like, let me tell you my daily schedule, right? On the weekdays, I wake up at 5. I go to the gym at 6. I come back by 7, and then I make breakfast and stuff like that. I leave the house again at 8 for work to get at 8:30. 8:30 until 2, I'm at my first job. And then from 2 to 3:30, that's the problem. I have this big gap in the middle. I have kind of a gap where I don't have work. And then 3:30 to 7:30, I'm working again. So I do work a 9-hour day, not full 11 hours. I have a gap in the middle, but I don't know what to do with that gap, because it's kind of weird. It's like not enough time to go home and actually relax, but also if I go to work right away after, it's like kind of weird timing, if that makes sense. So I have no idea what to do about it. Yeah, that's one thing I'm trying to figure out what to do. I could read, I could do some math, I could work on my content at that time, but I'm trying to figure out what to do to capitalize on that time. It could also just be a relaxed time, right? I don't really know, but it doesn't really feel very relaxing because I still think about work during those times, and I'm driving and all that. So I don't know. Okay, so that's my work day, 3:30, 7:30. And then on Fridays, I end work at 2. Recently, I haven't been able to leave at 2. I've actually left at like 3 or 4 because it's just been so busy. And then I go to the gym afterwards. On Fridays, I don't go to the gym in the morning. I go to the gym after work because I just need to sleep in at that point. I go to the gym and then I come back and make dinner. And then on the weekends, I either do content, I just relax, or just do something. I don't know. Saturdays have been really busy for me recently. I do something, whether it's friends or family. Like the week before, I went skiing, and that was like a whole day affair. Last week or yesterday, I had my Chinese New Year, all this stuff. It went from dim sum in the morning to my dentist to dinner at night, and there was really no time there. And then Sundays, I also work. So yeah, what do? I don't even know. I think I definitely have to manage my time a little bit better, or just like be more strict with the boundaries that I have with when I can work and when I can't. Because right now with both jobs, I'm like, oh, just schedule me when you want, because I really don't have anything else to do. But then that leads to being scheduled all the time. And then I'm like, oh, I don't have time for anything else. So what I want to do, what I'm manifesting for this year, is to work less. Duh, no brainer. I want to actually probably only work like 30 hours a week. Let me count. 5, 10, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. 32 hours per week. So I only want to I'll work all the mornings, 8:30 to 12:30. leave by lunch, and then only work 3 afternoons, 3:30 to 7:30. Not work Sundays, definitely, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Thursday, Friday afternoons I get to myself, Saturday, Sunday afternoons I get to myself. Or Saturday, Sunday all day. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. I can't think. And the reason why I want to work less is because I'm going to delve into my content. I want to take it seriously. Oh my gosh, I feel like I say that all the time, but this time I like have a fire under my ass for sure, because I have the experience of working for wage now, and I just am so motivated to never do this again. I definitely don't want to do this until I'm 40, like working hourly or working salary, whatever it is. I don't want to do this anymore. I have enough of it. And so I think this time around, I definitely have like enough motivation. Also, not just working on my own content, I definitely want to focus on my podcast, figure out what I want to do with my YouTube, because right now I'm just kind of confused about where I'm trying to go with that. Also, TikTok has just been fun for me. I really like it. Like I make random videos here and there, just hanging out with people. But Instagram's also one I want to focus on. Oh my gosh, I want to focus on everything. But a big thing I actually want to try this year is doing UGC. So if you don't know what UGC is, it's user-generated content, which is basically you film ads for brands, kind of like an influencer would, but you don't post it on your own page. You post it for the brand, or the brand will host it. And so that's really nice, because obviously you don't have to build a following first before you start doing paid content and brand collaborations. And another big thing that I think I like about UGC is I don't have to personally promote the brand with my own name attached to it, if you know what I mean. Because I think one problem that I have with being a quote unquote influencer full time is I really don't like how it really is just like being a big billboard walking around. I saw this TikTok about this girl who talked about why she didn't want to be an influencer anymore. And one of the reasons was because like you're just promoting unnecessary consumption, when right now the cost of living is as high as it ever could be. People are barely affording the bare necessities. Like, why are you promoting shopping and all this unnecessary consumption? And, you know, I do also see the fact that like making the ads for the brand also isn't the best idea. Like, we should just not be promoting consumption at all. But I don't know. I'm still toying with that idea for sure. Like, I kind of see it as like, is this a cop out or no? I don't know. I just think it's a little bit more important for me to be able to promote brands without my name attached to them, because there's just a lot of reasons, I think. But that's something I definitely want to try, but I need to have the time first to be able to build my portfolio and all that. Also, another reason why I think I will really like this is because I love taking photos and videos, and that has been something I've loved throughout my entire life. Like ever since I was little, when I got my first DSLR camera, like I love just taking pictures of stuff and, you know, positioning it a certain way in the frame and all that. And I think without the pressure of like having to get a certain viewpoint or certain follower amounts, that'll take away a lot of the pressure that I feel with brand deals or like growing your following in general. I do still want to obviously hopefully make this not a full-time, but at least like a part-time thing where I can make enough money to do that. But we'll see about that. Yeah. It's just, I feel like everything is getting so oversaturated nowadays. So I don't even know if this will work out. But I'm speaking into it here because I want to hold myself accountable and hopefully get out of this working hourly thing. I think one thing that's really powerful is once you have worked a real job, you realize how much privilege people have when they are full-time influencers or content creators or whatever it is. Just in general, even not just being that job, but like if you're a business owner, like that gives you so much privilege over the employees at the business. And that seems kind of obvious, but now that I've been through it, I'm like, oh my God, I definitely like this is really, really motivating to get me out of this situation. So I don't regret being in these jobs. I've learned a lot and it has been a very significant part of my life so far. And I have definitely learned a lot more about like why you just cannot settle for this lifestyle. For me personally, I cannot settle for this lifestyle because there are so many things that I want to do. One thing that really piqued my frustration, actually, one of the reasons why I was crying so hard was I feel like I haven't had a proper workout in so long. And I go to fitness classes when I can. I actually just went to one on Friday afternoon. But I'm talking about like my daily workouts. When I was in university and going to the gym, I spent like an hour there every single day, and it was just so fun. Like I was able to do what I wanted and all that, have like good splits and actually do a number of exercises every single day. But recently, going to the gym at 6 a.m., I actually just get there at like 6:15 with having to drive there and stuff, and I have to leave at 6:45. I'm only there for half an hour. 15 minutes of it is strength training because I like to do a little bit of cardio. So you can imagine 15 minutes of strength training is nothing compared to the hour that I used to put in before. And I've been really frustrated with that because I'm like, I just want to live a lifestyle where I can prioritize my physical health and actually just go to the gym, not just for like, gains and weight and whatever, but also because I feel like the gym is a really calming place for me and I really do like it. And this new going only for half an hour thing is not doing it for me. It's like not enough at all. So that's one reason actually I feel like I've been so frustrated is like my physical does not feel, and also like I'm doing a desk job, right? Like I'm not getting up that much throughout the day. Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at with my life. I am going through a big transition. I knew that I'd be going through a transition this year, but I didn't think that this is what it would be because I thought that I would eventually just go full time at one of my positions because I'm so grateful to have offers from both places to work full time. And I know that if things don't work out, I will always still have a full time offer there at both positions. But I just know that I need to spend this time, even if I'm not making enough money, I need to spend this time chasing my dreams for a little bit before I can settle into, like I need to know that I've tried my best. Otherwise, that what if will always go with me, and I don't want to live a life of regret that I regret. Yeah. So for the next little bit, what I'm hoping is I work a little bit less at my jobs, then I can spend my time doing a bit more content. I'm hoping for like 2 half days of content throughout the week, or 1 full day, or like 1 full day, 1 half day. That would be even better. But we'll see how it goes. I think this will maybe play an effect in February, hopefully. And right now it's January 22nd, so we'll see how it goes. I will keep you updated, of course, and keep it real with you about how I'm feeling. But that is how I'm feeling right now. I'm going through a bit of a life crisis, and I think it's very common for everyone who's been post-grad recently. Also in the recession, like what the heck? I just feel like I have a purpose, and I don't know. Actually, I don't even know if I have a purpose, to be honest. I actually really do enjoy customer service jobs, and I feel like that might be my purpose in life, but I don't know if I can do this hourly job thing anymore. Like it's really frustrating and just feels like I'm not going to get to the level that I want. Yeah, I don't know. So that's how I'm feeling. Last but not least, I thought it'd be fun to talk about what I'm going to manifest for this year. I'm considering the Lunar New Year a new start for this year. Okay, let's talk about it real quick. I didn't write this down. This is just what's coming off the top of my head. My first manifestation is honestly, like I know this is so cheesy, but just to like be happy. Be satisfied, be happy, be okay. And I'm lucky that actually I am having this right now, so I want to maintain this. I am still happy, despite the fact that I'm not the most satisfied with my life right now. I'm still very happy with where I'm at, so I just want to be happy. Like that's the most important thing. But let's talk about what I'm trying to manifest for my job and career-wise. 2, I am going to manifest that I am able to make a solid part-time income from making content this year. Whether that be through UGC, whether that be through TikTok, whether that be through YouTube, Instagram, I don't even know and I don't even care. YouTube. I want to start being able to make money off of this. I've like kind of half-assed it my whole life and just figured it out. But this year I want to be able to do it. And that is my goal. So I want to do that. And when I mean part-time income, let's make this specific. At the beginning, I would love 1,000 a month. That is kind of reaching it considering I make 0 per month right now. 1,000 per month would be so cool. And I think definitely possible if I really try hard and work through it. So 1,000 per month. Let's say that. That's scary that I'm putting it online, but yeah, let's do that. Yeah. My third thing is I really do want to manifest being able to stand up for myself. I don't know why, but I am quite headstrong and like can speak when I want, but when I talk to my supervisors or managers, stuff like that, I like become the most submissive thing ever and I just can't speak at all. It's like so annoying because I have so many thoughts and I have so many things I want to say, but I just can't say them for some reason. I don't know. So yeah, that is that. But those are the things that I want to manifest this year. Hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm just updating about my life, honestly, but hopefully we'll have some good news soon, and I will see you in my next episode. Bye.
And I was like, yo.